We do it every Tuesday night. Brett Okamoto is here with his TKOkamoto Insider Report. Brett, let's start with this. News out of UFC tonight with the women's division. What can you tell us?
Well, the UFC is going to open up another female weight class, the 145-pound weight class. This is something that President Dana White had alluded to earlier this month, and now it's official. They have a title fight. It'll be Holly Holm taking on Germaine de Randamie for the UFC's inaugural featherweight championship. That fight will take place at UFC 208 on February 11th at Barclays Center in Brooklyn, New York.
All right, so we just saw Cyborg, who is a huge star, but has kind of just participated in some catch weight, a couple of fights for the UFC. What does this mean for her going forward?
It means that she has a weight class to compete in. You know, as you mentioned, Coach, she's had 2 fights in the UFC, but they've been at 140-pound catch weights, and that was something that didn't really make sense to a lot of different people, myself included. It was very difficult for her to make that weight, and there was constantly this question of, well, why is she even making it? Does she have plans to drop to 135? These are not title fights. Why does she have to cut down to this weird catch weight of 140 pounds? Well, she will no longer have to do that. She has a weight class, and you got to believe that she's going to face the winner of this fight on February 11th.
This week, it's all women all the time. You had to sit down with a rising star in the strawweight division, Paige Van Zant. Let's take a listen to a part of that interview.
I like to prove people wrong. I like to break barriers. I like to show off in the cage and show how talented I am.
Paige Van Zant.
I just like to go out there and beat somebody up every now and then. I started training before women were allowed in the UFC.
Nope.
I could tell that there was a lot of momentum building up behind women in MMA. So I knew eventually we would make it to the UFC. For me, I didn't know it would happen so quickly. For entertainment, it's something that I have to work at. So I feel like it's something that's new, it's exciting, it's something that's different for me.
She's a star. She was a star on Dancing with the Stars. Brett, what was your biggest takeaway talking with Paige?
I think just the composure. You know, she is headlining this card in Sacramento this weekend. You know who else is on the card? Uriah Faber. Uriah Faber has been a staple of the Sacramento fight scene since it really existed. This is his final fight. He said it's his retirement fight, and yet Paige Van Zant is the one who is headlining the card. She's got a lot of eyeballs on her in a developmental part of her career. That's a lot of pressure, but she handles it extremely well. She has a lot of just natural confidence about her. So I think when you talk to Paige Van Zant and also when you watch her compete, that stands out, is that she handles the moment very well.
There is only one place for the very latest MMA news and notes. It's right here every Tuesday. We like to call it